Hi. Usually I talk to you about art, things that I discover while I'm painting, or things that are on my mind, or things that come up during the week in regards to my painting. And this week I'm going to talk to you about something a bit bigger that's come up for me during the week. On last Monday I was on a jury, and I was called up for jury service, and I went along and spent 2 days on a jury for a domestic violence case. And I've never been on a jury before, and I found it really incredibly moving and distressing and traumatising, and it's honestly taken me, I think today's Saturday, it's taken me this long to feel kind of normal again. It just left me feeling so incredibly sad for the people involved and how inadequate the court system is, and it was just a no-win situation for everybody involved in those 2 days. And I felt so sad for the people involved that their lives were being played out and sort of displayed. The worst part of their lives really were being displayed in front of people who didn't know them, had no insights as to why they were the way they were. And I just felt so sad that there are people whose lives are so out of control for whatever reason. Nobody wants to live like that. And in stark contrast, I spend my time playing with paint and, making pictures. And when this was happening, I couldn't help feeling guilty in a way that my life was so, was in such contrast. Having 3 days of just feeling so sad, I've sort of had to reassess why I paint and really think about, why do I do this, and is this a worthwhile activity? I've come up against that question other times in my life, when I was teaching, when I had young children, when I had older children, and eventually, as I've said in my story, some people might have heard it before, that it wasn't until my father died that I decided that it was really, I had to get on with finding out what I could do with this painting thing that was such a love really, that I loved to paint. Anyway, there's so much unhappiness in the world, it doesn't seem fair that I can spend my time doing something that I find so fulfilling and that I love, and that it's solitary, it doesn't really help anybody, and anyway, so I've been thinking about those sorts of questions. But coming up against those questions now, I'm in a better position now really to answer that question, having given the last 4 years pretty solidly to painting. And I know that the last 4 years have been the most fulfilling, and I feel like I have got closer to who I am and what I'm meant to do in the last 4 years than I ever have before, really. And so because of that, I give myself permission to paint. And I feel that in life, that's really what we're here for, is to find what we can contribute, what we're good at, what we can leave behind that is going to make this world a bit better, what we can do to make this world a bit better. And I feel like by painting, by showing people that I can tap into something that is something that I've always loved to do, and to explore that and to get better at it, and to find joy in it and real fulfillment, that's an example to other people that when they tap into their things that they love and where they find their fulfillment, they will feel that same joy and sort of meet their destiny, really. It's all very deep and meaningful, this, but and I think this is a question that we need to address, because sometimes in a situation you want to paint, but perhaps you've got a partner or your circumstances are preventing you from doing it, and they're not giving you permission to paint. And I just think that if that's something that you want to do, or it might not be painting, it could be anything, whatever it is that you love to do that gives you joy and fulfillment, I think it's really worth pursuing. And I think it's, even if it doesn't bring in an income, it's worth allotting some time of your life, or of your day, or of your week, to pursuing that interest, because if it gets you in touch more deeply with yourself and why you're here, and helps to show other people that it's important to follow these natural inclinations that we have, in terms of things that we love to do, then I think that's really important. So I'm giving myself permission to paint. And do you give yourself permission to paint? Okay, I hope you do, and I trust that you do, and I hope you have a happy painting week.